Okay, now Lana's Peter question 5. Question 5, it's all about our functions. This question 5 uvela from this question paper ka November 2017, paper 1. So Lana basipa 2 ya function f of x no g of x. The first one, f of x we hyperbola, and then the g of x we exponential function. This question Lena njengoba basipha ama-equation, so you are expected to sketch kwamele wa-sketch lama-functions lawo, right? So the hyperbolic function kwamele wazi ama-properties wakhona nokuthi ama-asymptotes wathola njani. In fact, both these functions azoba nama-asymptotes, an exponential graph and a hyperbolic graph. So ajwayele ukuthi aba nama-asymptotes, angisho. And then the other two, a parabola and a straight line, lawa awabi nama-asymptotes. So ube careful of izinto ezifana nalezo, ne? And you also need to understand ukuthi konje, if this value is negative, in a hyperbola, if your a value is negative, isketch sakho sizo, like your function is occupy maphi ama-quadrants. If a is greater than 0, is occupy the first quadrant as well as the third quadrant. If a is less than 0, your graph is occupy the second quad as well as the fourth quad. But more of this a bit later. But for now, let's perform lama calculations. Lawa zosipha data for sketching ama functions way. Twangisho now sketch graph udinga ama-x-intercepts, ama-intersection points, ama-asymptotes, na yonke lento leyo. Even ama-range sometimes banokwadinga nakhona. So asiphendule le question ke 5.1 bathi determine f of -3. F of -3, question 5, it's 5.1. It's 5.1. So this is f of x equal to -3 x plus 2 plus 1. I think you rewrite it so that ubone ukuthi ngenzani. Then but the f of -3. What is f of -3? So in other words, but x is equal to -3. What is the value of y for this function? Yeah? Okay. F of -3 is equal to -3 divided by -3 plus 2 plus 1. -3 over -3 plus 2, it's -1. And -3 divided by -1, it's +3 plus 1 is equal to 4. So therefore it means my y value is equal to 4. Or f of -3 is equal to 4. Same thing. If x is given as 3, the corresponding y value kuba 4. 5.2, and then but the g of x is equal to 4. Find the value of x. Determine x if g of x is equal to 4. So now for this shifter from away from the hyperbolic function, sisiyaku exponential function ke manje. G of x is equal to 2 minus x minus 4. G of x, where does g of x? Lana basically bakupa a y value, but it calculate what? The x value now. Yeah, so it's 4, 2 minus 2 exponent minus x minus 4. Transpose, it's 4 plus 4. 8. This is an exponential function, so therefore 8 as a power. We have about 2 exponent 3, 2 exponent minus x. So it's 3 drop my exponents. You have x equal to -3. -3. So check this out again. On the previous questions, he substituted an x equal to -3 sathola ubani u4. Then again on the second question sithethe kahle kahle masenze ukuthi sithathe the very same y value from the previous, which is the answer yala phezulu. But how about substitute into the exponential function as a y value? Sibone ukuthi sitholani as an x value. Guess what? Ama x value ayafana, uyabona? X equal to 3 for the x equal to -3 for exponential, and then x is also equal to -3 for the hyperbolic function. For the hyperbolic function, and then substitute lo x into this function in 4, and then substitute the x minus 3 in 4 again. So that makes -3 and 4, the coordinate -3 and 4, the point of intersection between lama graphs way2, ne? Okay, asiqhubeke ke. I think lela point lelo -3 and 4 has some significance ku sketch sethu, but sizoqhubeka sibone ukuthi sizoyisebenzisa kanjani le intercept leya. Write down the asymptotes of f. Write down the asymptotes of f. Okay, here's f of x minus 3, x plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. So therefore, asymptote wethu, it's x plus 2 equal to 0. So it's x equal to -2. This is the first asymptote. And then the other one, give y equal to q, p, q, y equal to p, sorry, q. So it's y equal to 1. This is the horizontal asymptote, and then this one, it's the vertical asymptote. More of this later as a sketch. I was over good thing this horizontal, this is vertical. And then 5.4, but here write down the range of G. Write down the range of G. 5.4 is for the range of function G. Let's write down UG. Let's write down UG. G is equal to 2 exponent minus x minus 4. This is a given function, but in asfuna the range for this function. Since UG of x une asymptote, the asymptote is what? The asymptote is y equal to -4. And oh, by the way, a range it's the set of all is a set of all there's a word engifunayo man, is a set of all valid y values. Angisho i-range representa wonke ama y values, but ama values are valid, ne? Are valid. So check again manje. The range for this function yellow kanje, exponential function. Angisho just by looking at this function, komele uwazi ukuthi your function, just like you go hyperbola, njengoba bengi-explain ekuqaleni ukuthi if a are greater than 0, sketch yakho soba ku first quad and third quad. If your a is less than lana sketch yakho. So the same goes nala, ne? Y equal to -4, it means the asymptote yam is a stretcher between the third and the fourth quadrant. Y equal to -4, because the exponent is negative, ne? By the way, if your exponent, let's say the exponent is a as well, if the exponent is greater than 0, in theory siyazi ukuthi an exponential function komele stretches. So if a is less than 0, the graph is a stretcher this way. Is a stretcher this way, but the assumption la ukuthi you don't have ilokanje asymptote, so that makes your asymptote ibe ubani, ibe y equal to 0. But now since lana the asymptote it's -4, it means igraph yakho izoyehla kancane. So but for the fact that ukuthi your exponent is what is less than bani 0, so it means igraph yakho komele iyenze so, right? Why you draw a rough sketch of this function? You draw the rough sketch of this function so that we can find the range. Nika just a rough sketch nyana, so you can get an idea ukuthi i-range uyithola kanjani, ne? Mina I believe ukuthi a range, even i-domain, ne, komele ukwazi ukudraw ama-rough sketch ama-rough sketches wama-functions qala before you can state lawo ma-range nama-domains, uyabona? Ngoba ama-range nama-domains kahle kahle these are visual quantities. In other words, komele uwathole from the graph, uyabona? From the graph. So sometimes i-theory yakhona ngabe uyazi kahle kuba easy ukuthi uvele uplug in lama-range nama-domains. So now i-range yethu, bheka i-graph yethu i-stretcher from the asymptote all the way up. It's y, x. A range is the set of all the possible or valid y values. So check out below this asymptote. Yabona ukuthi asana graph ngapha. I-graph yethu it's just above this asymptote. So ngamanye amagama kuchaza ukuthi ama-valued y values for this function, they are above bani y equal to -4. But y, ne, y kahle kahle akufuneki ukuthi abe equal to -4 because the asymptote it's where the graph barely touches or never touches but approaches. So therefore i-range yethu, it means that our range is going to be y element of -4 excluded. Asim include ku-range yethu. Angisho sitheni, a set of all valued y values. So range ama-y values wethu, the range is going to be all the y values in this element between bani -4. Where igraph yethu, because of this arrow mchaza ukuthi iya-stretcher all the way up to infinity. No. This square bracket konje iti included, so this is also excluded. The oval bracket iti excluded, the square bracket iti included, ne? So therefore it means y is an element of -4 excluded all the way up to infinity, from -4 excluded all the way up to infinity. That's our range. That's where igraph yethu iba valid khona, ne? Ngistopa la ke. 5.5. Ku-5.5 but determine the coordinates of x and y intercepts of f. X and y intercepts of f. 5.5 asibhala f la, nangu f is -3 x plus 2 plus 1. Asicale nge-y intercept. Y intercept x izoba equal to 0. So therefore it's y, angisho the f of x uyafana nokuthi y -3 and then x is 0 plus 2 plus 1. Y is equal to okay, let's share a calculator. So izoba -3, 0 plus 2 plus 1 is equal to -1/2. So therefore the y-intercept is -1/2 and 0. X-intercept again now. X-intercept y, let y to be equal to 0. So where there's a y, insert our 0. So it's 0 equal to plus 1. Calculate the value of x. Transpose our 1, it's negative 1. Cross multiply, it's negative x, negative 2. It's negative, it's x times negative 1. Distributor low minus 1 into this binomial, and this, it's negative x plus 2 minus 1, divide both sides, negative 1 is to x is equal to 1. So our x-intercept is 1 and 0. 5.5 answered. 5.6. Determine the equation of the axis of symmetry of F which has a negative gradient. Leave your answer in the form y equal to mx plus c. Okay, I just hope ukuthi bakufundisile ngalama axis of symmetry for a hyperbolic function. A quick one ke. This is your hyperbolic function. I'm just making an example la. Let's say the hyperbolic function yakho stretch ngale ndlela le. Let's say stretch ngale ndlela le. Stretch ngale ndlela le. So it means that ilokanje ama asymptotes wakho azobala. Ne? And uma ebalana kuba nalama lines lawa where graph yakho reflector khona. The first line is this one. This line has a equation 80 y is equal to, it's a straight line equation, ne? Y is equal to positive x plus c. Ne? As we ask what y equal to mx plus c, the m represents in a gradient, the c represents what? The y-intercept. So it's positive x, I'm saying the gradient for this line, for this asymptote, is always positive 1. Ne? The axis of symmetry, a slanter this way, is always positive 1. Ne? I2 lama axis of symmetry. The other one is slanter so. So basically, lama loganje, lama axis of symmetry lawa across at the point where ama axis of symmetry at the point where ama asymptotes wakho intersecta khona. Nalama axis of symmetry intersecta at that very same point where ama asymptotes wakho intersecta khona. The first one in a positive gradient, the other one y is equal to negative x plus bani c, the other one in a negative gradient. I2, ne? So but determine the equation of the axis of symmetry for which has a negative gradient. Nyla 5.6, it's y equal to negative x plus c. Voila. Out of the two equations on Kombe one for my axis of symmetry, we only need one, the one with the negative gradient. Now the issue now again, we need to calculate a value gabani ga c. But you recall with thing ama axis of symmetry wako across at the point where ama asymptotes wako are intersecta corner. So ngoba ama asymptotes for hyperbola yethu, the function f swatholile ku 5.3, the times palama asymptotes ku 5.3. Now 5.3 is told we have ama asymptotes are 2x equal to negative 2, y equal to 1. Now my asymptotes are corner negative 2, y equal to 1. Therefore it means lama asymptotes wako yiwo azokunceda ukuthi ucalculate the value of c. Where there's a y ngiyofaka 1, where there's a x ngiyofaka -2 where there's a c, angifaki next ngoba ngifuna ukuyi-calculate. So it's 1 equal to +2 plus c transpose uyothola -1. So therefore c wethu is equal to -1. So therefore y is equal to -x, c wethu is -1. Equation ET. Write down your axis of symmetry in this form, in this format. Using ngimcalculate nangu c la, it's -1, and then my m is -1. So the x and the y are my variables for the function. 5.7. 5.7. Okay, it's in a graph paper today. I have a graph paper now. Oh yes. Okay, ngizosketcha this thing ne anginayo ruler ngigcolele. 5.7 asizwe bathini la. Sketch the graphs of f and g on the same system of axes. Clearly show all intercepts with the axis and any asymptotes if akhona. Alright again. Well, even this paper ungakhona ukusketcha, but just for accuracy nje ngifuna ukusketcha on a graph paper so that you understand it much better. Okay, this is my x-axis. Lena y-x-axis yami. Okay, lena y-axis. Beyaphuma la. Okay, ngathi ngistretch kakhulu adinga iqinise la nala. Right, this is the origin. Angithi? This is the origin. All right, now asiqale ngalelo kanje. Asiqale ngo-f of x. F of x ine-information eningi regarding f of x. F of x is the hyperbolic function. She calculated y-intercept as -1/2, which is 0.5, -0.5. So each tiny block la, the square esincane representa 1 unit. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so on and so on. So I think marking there. All right, now so okay. So the first point ubani -0.5. It's -0.5 and 0. This is the y-intercept Naila. The x-intercept ubani 1 and 0. 1 and 0 nangu la. 1 and 0. And then what else? It's the asymptote futhi. Asymptote yethu ubani? Now my asymptote wethu, the vertical asymptote, it's x equal to -2, -1, -2. So for my asymptotes ngizosebenzisa a red pen. Ngizosebenzisa a red pen and then ngizoyibhala as a dotted line. Then bese le sketch ngizosiyenza as a solid line, but ngiyosebenzisa a black pen as well. Okay, nayi asymptote yethu yokuqala, x equal to -2, and then this is the vertical asymptote, and then the horizontal asymptote, it's y equal to 1. Y equal to 1 nala. Asithrow another dotted line just across. just across lana. Therefore it's y equal to 1. Okay. All right. Asibuyele na. Uyambona a is less than 0 for our f of x la. So it means function izoba ku second quad as well as the fourth quad. So ama-quadrants for ilo kanje for i-hyperbolic function yethu nayi quadrant 1. This is quadrant 1. The quadrants are divided by ama-asymptotes wethu. So therefore i-function yami izoba ku second quad. This part doesn't have to be accurate, akufuneka ukuthi ibe that accurate. And then the other quadrant, the fourth quadrant nayi ke la, and the graph yethu it intersecta with the x as well as the y, and kwamele ingathinti ama-asymptotes, kwamele ingawathinti lama-asymptotes. So siqedile ngolo kanje ngo g of x. Now let's go f of x. Now let's do yaga g of x. And then yes. Sitheni, this is the point of intersection. So now this is very sketch the -3 and 4 is very sketch. But for now, as we go to f of g of x, what else did we do for g of x? Now just hold it ilo kanje. Okay, nine. 4 y equal to 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Okay, le graph le komele ibe la. But anyway, so yenza so ngizoyiraba this part. So it's 1 2 3 4, and then if my y is 4, then my x yam komele kuba ubani -3. So it's 1 2 3 4. X it's 1 2 3 -3. So nali point laga lokanje. Sesen lena igraph ka f of x, ne? This one. Now sesketcha u-g of x again manje. As plotte i-asymptote yakhona for the g of x. G of x ithe ubani, it's 1 2 3 4. It's -4. Nayo ngizosebenzisa a red pen, and then ngisketche a dotted line. Sketch a dotted line. So the y is equal to -4. So igraph yethu izowenza so, but never touches this asymptote, but never touches this asymptote. Okay, into esishoda ngayo thina nje la, it's the ama y intercept nama x intercept for u-g. Awasibuzanga, but we need to do a quick calculation just so we can sketch a function yethu. In order to sketch a function, kuzodingeka ukuthi uthole ama-x intercepts wawo wonke ama-functions wakho, ne? So since abasitshelanga, unfortunately kwamele siyicalculate. Y intercept, it's x equal to 0. So y is equal to 2 lana 0 -4 lana kuyoba 1, so it's -3. Y is equal to -3. Yeah, okay, -3. And then x intercept siku 5.7 intercept, it's y equal to 0, so it's 0 ngapha, equal to 2 minus x minus 4, transpose of 4, it's 4, +4, and then it's 2 x, and then we drop 2 is equal to negative x, or x is equal to negative 2. So y-intercept, it's 0, negative 3. X-intercept, it's negative 2 and 0. Now let's sketch here my points. Negative 2, 1, 2. Now negative 2 and 0, and then no 0 and negative 3. 1, 2, 3. 0 and negative 3. So therefore I sketch say to sizo yenza so. Sizowenza so, and then this one senza so. Ngizela ngizoraba futhi. Why ngiraba? It's because lama graph aya intersect la. At this point, komela intersect. Why intersect? It's because in the first two questions, this negative 3 and 4, it's a point of intersection. So therefore, nyayiraba this part because this angi sketchanga accurately. So this point, yilo guide ukuthi le graph yethu, so that our hyperbolic function takes shape. Ne? Okay, ke. Question ethu iphelela la 5.7. Ama sketches wethu aphelile, asymptotes swakhombisile, sakhombisa nama intercepts for all the functions involved. Now 5.8. 5.8, if it is given that f of minus 1, now this is f of minus 1. Okay, now lang sketchanga to scale. So therefore f of minus 1. F of minus 1 is only a y value, and then is also equal to g of negative 1. This is g of x. This is f. Now you piska f. Now g la. F of minus 1 is equal to g of minus 1. So when now nizo substitute ulunganje f of minus 1 on both functions, it means nizothola the same value. So in other words, it has go to f of x equal to minus 1. F of minus 1 and g of minus 1 are equal. It means the point lay ama graphs wethu aya intersect nakhona. Uyabona? Aya intersect ama functions wethu khona. But it determine the values of x for which g of x is greater than or equal to f of x. Greater than or equal to f of x. To answer this question, kufuneka ubheke ama parts or ama sections wala functions wakho where g of x aphezulu kwakabani waka f of x. This means g of x greater than or equal to g of x. Kwamele uthole ama points where igraph yakho iphezulu kwaka g of x la g khona aphezulu kwaka f or equal khona. Sesibonile ukuthi okay, lana lama graphs are equal, basitshelile ku 5.8. Nalana lama graphs anjani are equal. But mina ngifuna la g of x akuphi aphezulu kwakabani kwaka f. Nangu g, nangu bani u f. Yabona? Yabona between negative 2, ne? Between negative 2x equal to negative 2 and this point. Between this point, play. Oh, nine. Check agila. Now I told another one. Or a piece of paper like wrap again. Like calculate again. Ngifuna where g aphezulu f angaphansi. This is g. Yabona g wami kuphi uphezulu, and then la f kuphi ungaphansi. So therefore isolution yokuqala yethu nayo 5.8. X is element of negative 2. Ne? It's between bani negative 2 and negative 1. It's between negative 2 and negative 1. And the negative 2 is your x. Okay, lo negative 2 sizom-excluda, but the negative 1 siwenzani, sizom-include again. The negative 1 sizom-include because we a point of intersection. And then uma sithatha ukubheka ngapha futhi, this is not the only solution for this question. Another solution siyithola ngapha. U-G, uyambona u-G, uphezulu, u-F ukuphi, ungaphansi. And that happens where whenever x are equal to -3 or less than. So therefore it means our x is the element of negative infinity to -3, between negative infinity and -3, but the -3 siyam include nayo ngoba yini, it's a point of intersection and lama graph anjani are equal, and lama graphs anjani are equal. So now bheka sizosebenzisa a unison symbol, chaza ukuthi the x element of negative infinity, -3 included, is in union with the -2 to -1, -1 included. So this is our final answer for this question. And bheka-ke nangabe ubhala i-domain yakho, i-range yakho, uhlala uqala ngani ngama-small values bese ugcina ngani, uqala ngama-small value ugcine ngama-greater value, small value, greater value, set of values, greater set of values. So i-question yethu iphelela lana. Na uzobona na ubukela le video le ukuthi there's somewhere lana ngiskipe khona nyana, so like iloka i-recording time yami isuke yaphela, so create another piece of video like just to patch it up so that iba continuous, and I apologize for that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and this video taken longer than I anticipated, so that's why isuke yaphela recording time yami. So thanks for watching. Nangabe you enjoy, leave a thumbs up, leave a like, leave a thumbs up, drop a comment in the comment section, asikhulume. Nangabe new, please consider subscribing. Then ngizokubona kulama video ozobuwatlikile in the description below. Lawa ma video are part of this question paper ka November 2017. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye guys. I hope the video be helpful. Sharp.